let's talk with Bonnie. Bonnie, you're with Allworth's Money Matters.
Hi. I have a question for you. My husband and I just inherited $2 million in mostly oil stocks and Vanguard mutual funds. And we are thinking of buying a vacation home that we could also use as a rental when we are not there. But I was wondering what you think about getting a portfolio loan instead of selling off stocks to buy the house.
Okay. So is this inside of an IRA or outside of an IRA?
Outside.
And who passed away?
My husband's father.
Okay.
And were these assets held in still by your father or in an irrevocable trust, or were these assets put in some sort of an irrevocable trust years ago, where you might have some capital gain implications if you sell today?
Yes, unfortunately, they were put in an irrevocable trust years ago. So,
okay,
we will have to use. Actually, my stepmother passed away, but it was his father passed away 13 years ago, and so we have to use.
Got it. Yep.
And this was funded. State limits were less than. This was funded 13 years ago.
Yes.
And then put in a life estate for his stepmother, and now it has come to you.
Yes. So we have to go back to 13 years ago.
So your cost basis is probably 700,000, 600,000,
something around there. Yeah, or about $1 million. I think it's doubled. I'm not sure.
And what's your family income today?
Well, we're both retired. And so we have about $10,000 a month coming in from pensions and Social Security and those kind of things.
Okay.
But we don't have much of a. We had good pensions, and so we don't have much like an IRA or any other savings.
But you got good income. And how old are you both?
73.
And how are you going to pay the interest on the portfolio loan, or are you just going to let it accumulate inside of the portfolio?
We were thinking of letting the dividends pay the interest.
And how much dividends does this generate, the portfolio?
About $4,500 a month, $5,000 a month. Somewhere around there.
If it were me, I would sell the positions, pay the taxes, and then use the after-tax proceeds to buy.
Only to mitigate risk.
Yes.
Yeah, to mitigate.
Okay.
What you don't. So here's what we know. The little bit that we talked to you, that you don't have a big investment account outside of this, correct?
Correct.
Either in an IRA. But by the way, that $10,000 a month is a lot of money. You'd have to have about $2 million set aside in order to generate that sort of income. Some of it comes from Social Security and some of it comes from pension. I get that.
That's correct.
I don't know if I could.
And what's the margin requirement on this?
Well, they're
50%?
Yeah, 55, I think.
And at what interest rate? 8.5%, 9%?
8.
Okay.
But so you've got $2 million. You take a $750,000 loan.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What's it take for the market to get a margin call?
And then what happens?
Right.
Yeah, I know. That's the scary part. Well,
so 30%, a 30% decline in the portfolio would push that margin to 1.35, and at 55% on $2 million, it'd be 1.1. So you'd have a margin call of $250,000 if this portfolio fell. In which case, you wouldn't be able to make the margin call, and then they would
matter of fact, it would be 20 some odd percent. You're going to be having a margin call, which is a very normal fluctuation in the market.
That's right. So I like the idea of selling it. Then the second question is, how much is maintenance and insurance? Assume that it generates almost no income.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And the risk in vacation homes right now isn't whether you could rent them or not. It's whether that the municipality that you actually live in
is going to allow for it.
So Scott and I used to, just some background, right? Scott and I owned.
By the way, but we'll get into the detail.
Okay.
But the reality is, you're in your early 70s. You inherited $2 million. You're like, well, what a wonderful thing. This can let us buy a vacation home. And you don't know if you've got another 20 years or 2 years, right? I mean, so you're thinking, what a great opportunity. And I would agree. What a great opportunity. $2 million was given to you to choose to do with how you want. So the question is, if we're going to get the vacation home, what are the risks there? What's the cost? What are the risks? And how do we make sure that, I mean, I would hate to see that this portfolio
I would take it now. I agree with you. I would just sell it off now. I wouldn't even, because originally I thought, well, what happens if they get a loan on the house and then pay it over time?
Your sister doing this, you'd be like, just pay the capital gain taxes and move on.
That's right. That's exactly. I was just going through my thought process.
And I would look at.
You don't think getting a loan, because the other option was we would just take $300 or $250 and get a $500,000 loan, a mortgage, and let the dividends pay that mortgage, but we wouldn't be taking so much of the stock if we just took.
Understand, but at the end of the day, you're just slowing the transfer of the money from the brokerage account.
If your goal is to die with as much money as possible, don't buy the vacation home.
Mm-hmm.
If your goal is if you want to say, let's take some of these dollars and use it for our own personal benefit during our lifetime, the best way to go about that, in my opinion, would be to sell those assets to generate the cash required to purchase that home.
That's the one with the least amount of risk as well.
And correct. Why you want to take a bunch of risk at this stage in your life? I could only imagine. I'm just thinking, if I were in a position where I took this loan, I bought this house, the market goes through a normal correction, which they do, and I get a margin call, and they're like, you need to either come up with 50 grand or we're going to sell some of your stock. And then 2 weeks later, another margin call. I'm just thinking the angst.
But Scott, we're past that. Her second question was, what happens if they take $250 grand and then a $500,000 loan? What you're doing at that point in time is you're just slowly moving the money from the brokerage account into the vacation home. I could make an argument that you got a 30-year loan on that, and I could make an argument for that.
I would like that much more than the borrowing on these securities.
The security things, that's off the table. The decision's already been made there. The question is, now do we do it in one foul swoop or do we do it over a series of years? I could make an argument for 50% loan on the property and 50% out of the account. Just recognize the risks associated with it. I certainly could make that argument.
Okay.
But the capital gains are going to exist forever, by the way.
There's no step-up basis.
There's no step-up in basis.
That already happened 13 years ago.
So
yeah,
I got to tell you,
I would clean up the portfolio because I guarantee the securities you own today are not the securities that anyone would recommend for you today. I don't know what they are, but
I would use
were designed. This is an old portfolio.
I would use this as an opportunity. I would do it all in one foul swoop. And use this as an opportunity to clean up the portfolio. And what that means is when we say clean up the portfolio,
you sell those things that you wouldn't buy today.
That's right. And you don't pay any attention to which one has the cost basis in it. You go in and you reconstruct the portfolio as you would today with the existing loan.
In large part because the step-up basis already occurred. It's not like we can say, well, I know it's not perfect, but I'm going to hold it because when I die, the capital gains are forgiven. Because that's we've already.
I would go to a qualified advisor and take it off.
And to your point on renting, there's a chance that we've seen this. We
sold that. Scott and I owned a vacation rental together, and in the Lake Tahoe Basin. And what we saw in the Lake Tahoe, where are you calling from?
Well, the vacation home was in Alaska.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're not gonna. No
you're in a different position.
One's gonna. And by the way.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it in Alaska. I don't
think. I don't know Alaska.
I've been to.
It's usually these very sought after that people are getting priced out. The locals can't afford to live there anymore, and the
Tahoe Basin,
communities are trying to figure out how do we deal with this. And some communities are saying we're going to charge you an extra tax. You're going to, if you don't occupy it 50% of the time, you're going to pay an extra tax, or we're not going to let you rent it. Or you can only rent it to locals.
I have some friends in the 2 houses on the beach in the neighborhood said you can only own one rental house now. But I think it's a great idea. I think and I would use it as an opportunity to clean up the portfolio. And where in Alaska, by the way?
Well, it's 2 hours north of Anchorage in a small little town. It's got a view of Denali. It's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It,
Yeah.
Bonnie, just because you inherited these dollars does not mean you need to make your life more complicated either. So the portfolio does not need to be complicated.
Okay.
Design the portfolio that's going to be best for you and your husband.
And how often would you use this house as a vacation for you personally?
We have kids up there. We'd use it, a couple times, a couple months here in the winter, a couple months in the summer,
Perfect.
a couple months in the fall. But then the rest of the time, the summer is the best time to rent.
Oh,
But
yes.
people also go up there in the winter from Anchorage and look at the northern lights and ski.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I like the idea, but I wouldn't put any risk in it. I would
If
just
it
take
were
the money
me,
in.
I would pay cash for the thing.
That's right.
Just make my life you'd still have over $1 million in secure savings that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if you made enough rental
It
income
just reduces your risk. That
if you
much.
made enough rental income to support the portfolio or to support the house, perfect. Yeah. And the thing I love most about Alaska, you walk 10 feet off a major trail and you are part of the food chain.
We have bear spray.
Hey, Bonnie, wish you well.
Thanks so much.
All
Okay,
right.
bye-bye.
All right, these are interesting.
Yeah. We loved Alaska. I've been 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the only place my kids ever asked if they could go there twice. I've brought
Really?
the kids up there twice.